curve. Up to that point, it is an 80-mile-per-hour zone, but in that curve, it's going 106 miles per hour. We do know that the engineer at the time applied his brakes and was able to bring the speed down to 102 miles per hour, but still, clearly, that was too little, too late. And the focus also very much on the engineer, identified as 32-year-old Brandon Bostian. Now, he has given a preliminary statement to the police. He also voluntarily turned over his cell phone and gave a blood sample for toxicology tests. And but the question is now, what does he really remember? His attorney is saying he doesn't remember what happened right before the accident and right after. Here's what he had to say to ABC News.
He remembers driving the train. He remembers going to that area generally. Has absolutely no recollection of the incident or anything unusual. The next thing he recalls is being thrown around, coming to, finding his bag, getting his cell phone and dialing 911.
So obviously, investigators are focusing a lot of their attention on what he was doing at the time that he was at the controls, and certainly as they piece together all of those elements, we'll learn more in perhaps the next couple of hours, next couple of days. But meanwhile, a lot of people here grieving the loss that they have suffered. 7 people lost their lives, and we know the identities of 5 of those, including Justin Zemser from New York. He was a Navy midshipman in his 2nd year at the U.S. Naval Academy, played for the football team. Many of his colleagues are mourning his loss, and his parents saying he was the kid that everybody looked up to. 39-year-old Rachel Jacobs, a CEO for a tech company, a mother of a 2-year-old boy as well. Jim Gaines, a 48-year-old who worked for the Associated Press and father of 2. Abid Jalani, who was who worked for Wells Fargo as an executive there, and Derek Griffith, also, another tragic loss. So many lives lost, and still so many answers and questions here as to what happened. But I'm sure within the next couple of hours and days, they're really working hard at piecing together what's happened. As you know, guys, they have the black boxes. They also have the forward-facing video from the train. So with those pieces, they're able to really put together what happened here in the moments leading up to this tragic accident.
Yeah, the investigators will find out what happened. In the meantime, your heart just breaks for those families.
What's even worse is that there's that technology, the positive train control, that is on parts of that route. Natalie, correct me if I'm wrong, but not on that part, and which would automatically take over if it goes too fast or it goes through a signal. And that probably would have averted this.
Well, experts also say that there should be co-engineers. A couple of people are saying that would also help in these situations if the engineer is distracted. So in addition to technology, there's a question of, like with a co-pilot in flight, should there be someone else? So there's a lot of things that people are looking at. But to Natalie's point and your point as well, it's about these families now and their grief and their great loss at this point.
All right, Natalie, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Sure, thanks, Natalie. So in the Orange Room this morning, we're talking about this story that's trending. It is trending worldwide because anytime you talk about pets and a pet being harmed, I think rightfully so, people get up in arms. But this is a complicated one involving actor Johnny Depp. The Australian government is threatening to euthanize Johnny Depp's little dogs. He's got these 2 little cute Yorkies, Booze and Pistol are their names. Johnny Depp is filming, I believe, a movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, in Australia. Well, he brought his dogs into the country. Australia is one of many countries, most, that don't allow you to bring in dogs, cats, animals.
You have to quarantine
You have to quarantine them. Some quarantines are very long.
I think in Australia it's 10 days.
It's 10 days, but some are longer than that. Others just don't allow you to come in. So customs officials, they're giving Johnny Depp until Saturday to get his dogs
the legendary guy who played Whitey Bulger.
Face the consequence, which is that the dogs will be euthanized. So the Australian Agriculture Minister spoke about it. Here's what he said regarding Johnny Depp.
If we start letting movie stars, even though they've been the sexiest man alive twice,
about that, found it right up there with the
laws for everybody. So it's time that Pistol and Boo buggered off back to the United States.
So here's the deal. There's an online petition. People were using the hashtag, and I'm going to be honest, I don't like the hashtag War on Terriers.
It's a little too flip.
It's too flip. But, in my opinion, because, obviously. But here's the deal. Johnny Depp has a choice here. And Johnny Depp has a private plane to get his dogs out of there. And we're waiting to hear what he says. Certainly, we hope this doesn't turn into this standoff over these dogs. But that's the law. So if anyone, the minister's point was, doesn't matter if you're Johnny Depp or Johnny Doe, if you bring your pet in, this is the consequence you face.
Is there anything he can do now that they're in Australia? Can he quarantine them now, or they have to just get out of Australia?
Well, it sounds like it's too late. And it probably turned into a situation where, it's now public and they don't want to appear that they're giving preferential treatment. I adopted, one of my dogs was adopted. A family moved to Japan and their dog would have been quarantined at the time. I think it was like 6 months. And they said they couldn't do it to her. So they gave her up for adoption. And I was lucky enough to bring her to my home. But this is a health risk. Yeah. Australia is rabies free and they're worried about rabies being introduced.
Plus, you've got he may face legal charges.
Well, the dog got a shot, I think it would be all right.
If he lied on his customs form. We're big Johnny Depp fans, but everybody's got.
Yeah, I think it doesn't have to do with being a fan of his. It's just the rule. And I said to someone earlier, I said, listen, we talk about celebrities getting preferential treatment. This is one of those times if they allow his dogs to stay, he's getting treatment.
Put Boo and Pistol on the jet.
On a private jet.
I mean, I don't know if it would have been the same if he had brought in a goldfish. But
get him,
there is a study out that says we have become so obsessed with our portable devices that we now have attention spans shorter than a goldfish.
Goldfish have attention spans?
They do. That's right, especially with other goldfish. In 2000, our average attention span was, are you paying attention?
What?
Okay, was 12 seconds, okay? We have now dropped to 8.
What does that mean?
Goldfish have an attention span of 9 seconds.
I don't believe that. Who says that?
Who knows that? No one knows
how would you know?
You watch them. They put something in front of them, like a picture of a fish hook or something, and see what they do. Under the sea.
It's the Finding Nemo study.
Under the sea.
Should have been a singer.
They're saying that we can't. So attention span means lock eye. What does that mean?
Pay attention. In other words, like for example, how many times have you been in a meeting and you're talking to somebody, and within 10 seconds they're on their phone,
like that,
checking something.
Always.
That's a lack of attention.
And it spreads. If one person gets on the phone,
everybody
does. But what about people who process that as the ability to multitask?
It's not. You're not. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. End
right here.
story.
Right here.
I'm in there,
all right?
I'm in there.
Now, I want you to pay attention to this next video. We have not verified this at NBC News.
Why?
Because we haven't, but we love the video.
Go with it. It's fine.
Check out my favorite supervillain parrot.
Look at bug. That's just bug. See the bug? Look at the bug. Look at that fucking bug right there. Look at it. Can't even get the door open. Look at that motherfucker. Look at that. Look at him. He's trying to get it. Can't figure out. Look at him.